Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the video. Today we are doing an entire week of workouts where we're thinking working smarter, not harder. It is a Sunday, which means this is a rest day for me, but in my online workout platform, I am teaching a class today in the Fit Club. Today's workout is the Community Lift Club, which is essentially a virtual small group personal training session. Today's class is all focused on kettlebells, so we're going to break down the basics, do a quick warm-up, move into a little bit of power work, then we're going to break down 4 different skills where we're really fine-tuning the technique, and then we're going to put them together for a little complex. So I'm not really going to be doing much of the class. I'm just going to be like demoing here and there. And my main focus is going to be putting eyes on the people taking it. So that's what makes it a little bit more like a personal training session rather than just like me leading a group class. So that's the plan for today. And while I don't always teach a class on Sundays, I actually like never do. This is very rare. Sundays are typically my active recovery day. So I'll try and get in some steps. I'm usually cleaning. Kevin and I might go for a little walk, but this is always like my breath of fresh air before I dive into the work week and a week of workouts. So we'll pop in tomorrow and we'll talk all about our lower body lift.
Happy freaking Monday, everybody. We are on our way to the gym with our lower body lift today, and not gonna lie, I actually was very close to being like, maybe I'll just film this whole video next week. Because here's the deal. I'm feeling really low energy. I'm wearing the ugliest fucking outfit. And to be honest, I just like don't feel like doing this. So I'm not going to be really peppy. But then the other part of me is like, maybe that's a good thing to show. Like maybe share a very real experience, because getting in your workouts is not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and excitement. So let's talk about a few things that I've done to lower the barrier to entry so I can actually do this. But first, my favorite window cat.
Yes, Orange Queen.
Okay, so number one, I could have gotten changed into a cuter outfit. No, we're just wearing this. Screw it. Who cares? Easier to just keep this on, get the workout done, come home and shower. Number 2, I did not pack my lifting shoes. I'm just going to go on my sneakers. Number 3, instead of like doing my warm up somewhere else, I'm going to just try and get a warm up in right inside the squat rack. I do have back squats today, which are incredibly fatiguing, especially on my abductors for like the next 3 days after, which is why I'm kind of like dreading this workout. But the 4th thing I'm doing is just taking it in chunks. I have 5 exercises to get through. If I want to break that down even simpler in my brain, I have 1 exercise by itself, the back squats, and then 2 supersets. So I'm going to treat this like a checklist in my brain so I can just get through it. And then we're going to come home, we're going to take a shower, get ready to go see the Renee Rapp concert tonight. So that's the plan. I will take you along. Voiceover Justina will kind of explain like what we're doing and why, because I did just enter a new block of training.
All right, so like I said, new training block today, and I'm working with my friend Katie, who's a physical therapist and strength and conditioning coach based out of Miami. And right now we're working on some updated training goals. As many of you know, I hired her to get me ready for the Bronx 10 mile, and now we're working on getting a sub 35K this Thanksgiving at my family's turkey trot. We're also working on increased pull-ups, and we're hoping to hit a 24 kilo snatch by the end of the year. Now today was my brand new lower body day, and holy hell, this might be one of the hardest workouts I've ever done. While the volume is low, the intensity compounds to a pretty high level by the end. Now, I know some of you are probably like, oh my God, Justina's back squatting, Justina's hip thrusting, what's going on? She hates those things. And while you're not wrong, I also want to make it known that I hired someone for a reason, to fill in the blanks of what I was missing, and part of that is getting my glutes to join the party. Sure, there's an aesthetic adaptation there too, which like, I'm not gonna be mad about that, but I am pretty quad and hamstring dominant, which I know from going to physical therapy in the past, and it has contributed to some chronic hip and low back issues over the years. So I'm gonna grin and bear it through a handful of exercises that I don't necessarily love, because I know that they're good for me, and I have felt a huge difference over the past few months since working with Katie.
All right, happy Tuesday. So on Tuesdays right now, I have what you just saw, which was a plyo intensive course that I'm taking. So on Tuesdays, we do like little mini group workout. We basically go through some different strategies, watch each other move, get some feedback. And this is my 6th week in that course. Then just because I know that I don't love the options in terms of where I can do my chin-ups and pull-ups at my gym, I just knocked those out here before we left. So Kevin's gonna walk me over to the gym. Honestly, today, lower body wise, I'm not feeling that bad. Like yesterday was tough, but I recovered really well overnight, which shocking because I didn't get much sleep after that concert. But we're gonna do our upper body day today, and then right after I'm gonna hop on the treadmill and do my easy recovery run. It's supposed to be nice and moderate and easy. It's a little hot outside since it's later in the day, so I'm just gonna do it on the treadmill, reward myself by watching some YouTube videos. So we will go along and we'll chat about what to expect today.
Today's lift was a great example of rearranging things to better fit your space. Like I said, I did my chin-ups at home because I don't always find the best spot to do these at my gym if it's busier, and I purposely did them before I left because they're one of my main goals right now, so I wanted to keep them earlier on when I had more energy. Now, the other thing I had to rearrange was my supersets. So it was originally the chin-ups and the skull crushers together, and then the rows and the rear delt flies together. And that setup just doesn't work great at my gym based off of the layout, and I had already done my chin-ups at home. So I did the rows by themselves at a Smith machine because it was just the easiest setup in that moment, and then I ended up supersetting the skull crushers and the rear delt flies. And that actually worked out great because I used the same dumbbells. And then finally, I did end with my recovery run. Honestly, I should have separated this out to a different part of the day or even onto a different day because I had a hard time keeping my heart rate down just due to overall systematic fatigue. But we live and we learn, and I'll fix that when scheduling next week. So hopefully today just kind of showed you that like nothing really needs to be set in stone, and you're allowed to make some mistakes and some changes along the way.
Extend, lean to the shoulder, reset, hinge, row, extend, close. From here, we hike, push. I'm twisting my elbow, really gonna oscillate, using the support to give us a little bit more power in position. So it's hand position, we're gonna leave the front. From here, we lower down as low as we can control. Start doing back punch. Get out first time, back punch.
Good morning. It is Wednesday. We have a very, very easy day today. I'm actually done fairly early. In terms of body, definitely feeling a little sore, especially on the legs. I feel like 2 days after I do back squats is when my adductors really start to feel it, but I am gonna do my speed run today. So this one's a little bit more fatiguing, which means I'm gonna really decipher tomorrow if tomorrow is a rest day or if Friday is gonna be my rest day. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get into it tomorrow. Just some of this comes down to scheduling and like when can I actually fit in all of my workouts. But today's a speed workout day or a speed interval run. Specifically, we're doing 4 400-meter repeats with 3 to 4 minutes rest in between. So the goal with this run today is speed. Obviously, it's a speed run. So I'm basically trying to run those 400 meters, or it's like basically one loop around the track, or it's like half a mile, quarter mile basically, as quickly as I can. This is directly related to some of the power and speed work that I'm trying to do to run a 5K under 30 minutes. What I was just doing was filming some demo videos for my remote training clients, as well as the Move and Mobility program, which is relaunching on Monday. So I had to get some of that stuff done. So what we're gonna do, I had a client already this morning. I have an in-person client around 11, so in about an hour. So I'm gonna get changed and like ready for my run and just pack my stuff with me. The gym that I'm training this client out of is like on my way to the park. So what I'm gonna do is just like leave some stuff there, run to the park. I have a mile warm-up run. Then I'm gonna do my loops on the track. And then I'm gonna run back to the gym, pick up my stuff and come home. So that's the plan. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know what it is. Rest in peace, Mac, don't trip. Gotta thank Coda for the hit. Bobby Turner.
All right, 1 mile done, like 11:30 pace. That actually felt great. There's no humidity today. So this is our Astoria Park track. I'm not gonna film as I'm doing this because it's gonna take everything out of me. We'll catch up maybe on the half mile run home. Let's do it. All right, I just finished my intervals. I'm about to do my half mile run. I think it's like a half mile right back to the end. So that'll be it. That was hard. But honestly, really proud of these times. All of those intervals were under 2 minutes. So in like the 7-minute range, which is fucking fast. So
We're getting speedy. So I will either see you back tomorrow or Friday. I'm unsure where I'm going to place my rest day. When we come back, we'll talk about why it's a little confusing. But anyway, we'll see you then. Happy Thursday, everybody. So I am on my way to the gym right now. But today's a full body day. So like I've been saying, I was kind of unsure, like, was I going to do this workout today? Was I going to wait? And I really just wanted to see where my fatigue was. Long story short, I want to be able to give myself a full rest day tomorrow before my long run on Saturday. But also tomorrow's really busy. Like I could technically fit in the workout, but I didn't really want to. So I'm just pushing it to the end of the day today. So it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm going to do my workout, give myself an hour for it. My last client's at like 5:15 at the same gym. So I'll turn it over to voiceover Justina to kind of chat about like what the focus is today.
The way that things worked out post-race training, this was actually my second week with this full body program, so I had a lot of fun with some progressions during my second go at it. I added some weight to my RDLs, I increased my pull-up reps, I added load on my walking lunges, and I even PR'd on my clean to press. And that's the beauty of repetition. If you're changing up your workouts every single week, you're never giving yourself enough time to really get better at anything or adapt. Now, do you need to do the exact same thing for 4 to 8 weeks at a time? Not necessarily, but in my opinion, I think it's important to make sure that the big things stay constant. For example, maybe you keep your compound lifts the same, your deadlifts and your squats for that time frame, but you play with your pressing variations a few times. You could start with a single arm overhead press, maybe moving into both arms and into seesaw pressing, or maybe it's as simple as like a different warm-up and finisher each week. Wherever you put your variety, I think it really comes down to your goals and your enjoyment. Because we need to remember at the end of the day, the workout you enjoy is the one you'll actually be consistent with.
I forgot I was supposed to be filming today. Whoops. All right, so today's workout, we're already like a mile and a half in. Whoops, my bad. It's a 30 to 45 minute zone 2 run, zone 2-ish. We're working more RPE, so like 5-6 RPE. Kevin also just started running. He's doing the Nike Run Club 5K training program because my family hosts a turkey trot every Thanksgiving. So his long run today was a mile. We did that together. Pace was like 11:04, I think. So I'll check in along the way through the rest of our miles. I'm expecting to get about 4 today. So let's keep going. All right. 2 miles in and just at my halfway point in terms of time. I'll pop the pace on the screen. I think I pulled back a little bit once Kevin left. He's like a foot taller than me. So I feel like I was like excited and pushing a little bit. Now I'm just settling in. I'm gonna say I feel great today. Like I feel like I've stumbled upon a pace that I could hold for ever. So that's great. So 2 more miles. We'll check in at mile 3. 3 miles in. Oh my God. In Astoria Park, we have this whole street that's like closed off to cars, but it's all closed off for construction right now. So this is actually kind of awful. Anyway, I only have 10 minutes left. I think I'm just going to continue, go a little past the 45 and just hit 4 miles regardless, because I don't want to like push myself too hard when I'm trying to be in a lower zone, but I do want to hit 4 miles. So that's the compromise. The fuck? Okay, I gotta go.
Wow, I really failed at rounding out this video, but here are my stats from that run. It honestly felt incredible, and afterwards we treated ourselves to brunch. But hopefully this video really just showed you what a week of workouts could look like to hit your strength and cardio goals. So if you have any questions, leave them below. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.